Will the new Superman movie actually make more money than the Man of Steel? I don't know. We'll see. And there's a pretty big rumor as to who's actually playing Ultraman in that movie. Stick around. Now, there's a lot of jibber jabber going around on social media about just who might be playing Ultraman in the up and coming Superman film, and many believe it to be this guy. Yeah, that's right, Henry Cavill. I mean, I guess it could be, and if so, what a shocker that would be to the masses, wouldn't it? Henry had been quoted as saying in the past that he would be open to taking on another DC role should the situation arrive, and even James Gunn said in the past that he would be open to it as well. Only that it would not be as Superman. Now, me personally, I think that's just Cavill's way of, well, being polite because I think he's just a polite kind of dude, and it's best not to burn bridges in the film business. And trust me, if anyone had just cause to raise hell about being, well, let's just say misled, well, it's Mr. Henry Cavill. Now, as far as Gunn goes, I think it's just Gunn covering WB's ass. I mean, what's he supposed to say? Hell no, we don't want no more Henry Cavill. But anyways, would it be cool if the mask came off and it turned out to be Henry? Well, hell yeah, it would. For a moment. I say that because obviously I want Henry to be Superman, not some kid in a baggy suit with weird hair. And not only that, I just don't think it would be very smart on Gunn's part because, and trust me when I say this, it would completely change the focus of the movie. And all the attention, all the eyes, well, would then be on Henry Cavill, not David Cornsweet. I know there's a lot of people out there that love this idea. Some Henry is better than no Henry, they might say, but I disagree. Henry Cavill should be Superman. The man was born for the role, not some second fiddle Superman copy that's gone off the rails. I don't think it will happen, but who knows? I guess time will tell. Well, another big yakety yak making its way on social media and various bandwagon jumping YouTube channels, I might add, about the Superman movie is that many seem to think that it will make more money than Man of Steel did. And it very well could. I mean, Man of Steel topped out at $670 million on a budget of $25 million. And that was back in 2013, so yeah, it's conceivable that it may make more dough. No big shocker, dude. And it only makes sense. It's 12 years later, for Pete's sake. Tickets back in 2013 were about $8 American. Now they're around $11. So you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out, Sluggo. Personally, I think Superman needs to do better than Batman vs. Superman, $874 million to make an impression. And even then, when it's budgeted around $360 million, it's going to need to make more than that to be called a success. Now, it's important to note that Gunn denies that budget total, but that will all come out in the wash in the end, one way or another, no matter what Gunn says. Look, this is all just another case of Gunn's disciples trying to come up with yet another reason as to why Gunn is better and will do better than Zack Snyder did with Superman. And he just might, but then again, he just might not. There's a lot riding on this film, and there's a lot of people that are looking forward to it. I also think there's just as many that will not see it. It won't come down to the Gunn fanboys or even the supposed Superman fanboys. It will come down to the general audience if it's a success. Now, will I see it? Probably for the sake of the show. I think I have to in order to call myself fair, but the jury's out on as to when I will see it. I know I won't be lined up on opening day, I can tell you that much. I want to see how it performs. Now, does that make me a non-supporter of DC? I don't think so, even though many will say that very thing. I mean, if I didn't support DC, I wouldn't have dedicated so much time talking about it here. I wouldn't have spent and continue to spend so much money on DC merch. So I do support DC. I just don't have faith in James Gunn that as many other people seem to have. I don't think he's earned it yet. Creature Commando's Peacemaker and his version of Suicide Squad is not enough to convince me. At any rate, we're some 6 months away from the film's debut. As predicted, we will see another peek at the film on the day of the Super Bowl, so it's happening. Supergirl's filming now, and Lantern's about to, as is Clayface supposedly, so yeah, it's happening. James Gunn's world is about to blow up. In 6 months, it's going to be put up or shut up time for both him and WB. The clock, it's ticking. Well, that's it this time for me, my friends. If you have any comments or concerns about anything I've talked about today, feel free to drop them in the section down below. And if you like today's show, why don't you think about hitting that like button and subscribing so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me. God bless and suck.